Chris Brown is in big trouble after being linked to Diddy, and it does not look good for him. Sections of the Lil Rod lawsuit claim that rapper Meek Mill and R&B singer Usher were assaulted at Diddy's mansion. Chris Brown, a singer and dancer, has now also been mentioned in the unsettling document. The producer's lawyers stated that the loyal hitmaker previously had relationships with underage girls. The document stated, Mr. Jones has acquired irrefutable evidence of an R&B singer, redacted, in Mr. Combs' Los Angeles home consorting with underage girls and sex workers. He is a Grammy Award-winning R&B singer who had trouble with law enforcement after assaulting a Bajan billionaire. Bajan is a vernacular word for Barbadians. It is also the name of the English-based Creole language spoken on the Caribbean island of Barbados. Rihanna is a billionaire originally from Barbados. In 2009, Chris Brown assaulted Rihanna during their relationship following an altercation. Rihanna had this to say when that happened.
I am strong. This happened to me. I didn't cause this. I didn't do it. This happened to me, and it can happen to anybody. There are a lot of women who've experienced what I did, but not in the public. So it made it really difficult. I just felt like, oh my God, here goes my little bit of privacy, just exposed. Like, it's something that nobody wants anybody to know. So here I am, the whole world knowing.
Why be ashamed?
Because I didn't want people to think that that's the kind of person I fell in love with that person. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing that that's the type of person that I fell in love with. So far in love, so unconditional that I went back.
On average, I think it takes a woman 7 times before she leaves.
8 or 9, actually. And I don't want that to happen. That's not what I want to teach people. But again, people, I'm a human being, and people put me on a very unrealistic pedestal, and all these expectations. I'm not perfect. Also, it's pretty natural for that to be the first reaction. It's completely normal to go back. The minute the physical wounds go away, you want this thing to go away. This is a memory you don't want to have ever again.
Tomorrow, she will tell us what happened that left her so bloodied, bruised, battered, and why she went back, and what other girls she hopes will hear.
When I realized that my selfish decision for love could result into some young girl getting killed, I could not be easy with that part. I couldn't be held responsible for telling them, go back. Even if Chris never hit me again, who's to say that their boyfriend won't? Who's to say that they won't kill these girls? And these are young girls, and I just didn't realize how much of an impact I had on these girls' lives until that happened. It was a wake-up call. It was a wake-up call for me, big time. I say that to any young girl who's going through domestic violence. Don't react off of love. F love. To come out of the situation and look at it third person and for what it really is, and then make your decision, because love is so blind.
Chris Brown, on the other hand, had an interesting opinion.
I never ever had problems with anger, no domestic violence with any of my past girlfriends. I never was that kind of person. I look at it and it's really like how could I be that person?
My colleague Diane
also
had
says
an opportunity to talk to
that you're in a
Rihanna.
headlock, not one
I want to play one clip that Rihanna said and just get your reaction to it.
He had no soul in his eyes, just blank. So at that point, I just didn't know what could happen. He was clearly blacked out. There was no person when I looked at him. It's almost as though he had nothing to lose. He has so much to lose. It wasn't the same person that says, I love you. It was not those, it definitely weren't those eyes.
Is that accurate?
I was wrong for what I did. And I would definitely say that it's not something that I look past or look over. It's something that's really, really touchy. And I'm really sorry for what went down and what happened.
Some people have doubted your sincerity. Do you really get the severity of what happened?
Of course, 100%. I think what it is when people see me smiling and kind of nonchalantly giving answers or saying things is, I'm human. Really, I'm like really hurting inside, and it really kind of is like devastating to me.
In the wake of Rihanna's interview, reported cases to the National Domestic Violence Hotline rose 59%. Many women, like Rihanna, spoke about the wound that does not heal.
The broken arm, the black eye, it's gonna heal. That's not the problem. It's the scar inside.
The scar inside. Can you understand that?
Yes, absolutely. I can see what damage it does, mentally more than physical.
Do you still love Rihanna?
I have love for her.
You have love for her.
This is especially concerning for Chris Brown because the way Diddy recorded everything, the irrefutable evidence the lawsuit is talked about, must be all the footage that was seized.
Stevie J speaking on it right now. He'll be one of the first dudes that they'll probably pull to the side and say, yo, well, you say that your man, I heard you on TMZ say that he never did this and he never did that, but ain't this you? If those pictures or those films or anything like that exist. You know what I'm saying? That's what they pay those agents to do. So, of course, I don't believe that none of the people who are his celebrity friends is going to speak or say nothing until they're either contacted or they know what they really got.
So you feel like they might be worried that they might be on tape at one of Diddy parties doing something they wasn't supposed to be doing?
Lil Rob said in this affidavit that Diddy had every room taped and bugged. Diddy had, yo, bro, can you imagine? He had every room taped and bugged, and they found little bugs or little tape recorders. I mean, little those micro projectors or whatever like that, or video cameras. They found them in the house, bro. So by them having those things in the house, and people know there's drugs, there's alcohol, there's loose women, there's loose men, woman on woman, man on man, all kind of crazy shit. Bruh, they just wondering who or when they're gonna let this stuff be known. But not only celebrities, I don't think it's only celebrities gonna be shook. He had politicians in there. He had princes in there. He also had a couple of preachers in there. Hallelujah. That's crazy.
You personally, you think they got tapes?
Well, my personal opinion that if Lil Rob could be trusted and his statements are true, they got him. They got tapes of stuff.
And if Gene Deal is to be believed, reckoning really isn't that far away for Diddy at this point.
Why do you think Diddy haven't been indicted yet?
Listen here, bro. It's a term in the legal field that you could indict a ham sandwich, but the Southern District of New York has a 98.2 conviction rate. All right, for those who don't know, if you got 100 people, only 1.28 or something like that, 1.8, only 1.8 has won against them. So now, what they do, they already got the witnesses, they already got the people, because let me just say something. With the sex trafficking thing, it only takes one witness to convince the jury. One witness. And we know who that witness is going to be. Cassie. She filed a civil suit against him. So it only takes one, in the sex trafficking charge, it only takes one witness, like Jonathan Odie, who was one of the sex workers, that he gave a testimony, or he gave some information to some agents that he was working, doing sexual acts with Cassie, cross states, going back and forth, this, that, and the third. So it only takes one witness. So now, the reason they haven't went after for him, because there's more to get into. It's more to get into. It's not only the sex trafficking, it's the guns, the alleged drugs. And I'm saying alleged because they haven't came out with any formal charges yet. But when they come out with some charges, bruh, and you hit it, the Southern District of New York do not play, and people don't play with them. So I don't understand why this stuff ever even got to this point, but it is what it is. It is what it is, bro. The reason they haven't came down and got him yet, they going through his taxes. You hear what they said? They had all the people that he did business with. That they're gonna go through everything that he did with a fine-tooth comb. And when they set that and they get what they call discovery to his lawyers, he either say, I'm gonna take the time, because if he go to court with it, 9 times out of 10, he gonna spend the rest of his life behind bars. The reason they haven't did it at this point, it's a lot of paperwork, bro. They got a lot of people working different angles. They got the drug angle. They got the tax angle. They got the, what else? They say the drugs, the tax, and then they got the guns that were found. They got to do a trace on the guns that they were found in the house. And then if you got 250 cameras, there's a lot of footage that them agents got to go through. So they got a lot of work to do, bro. They got a lot of work. What they took, how many years to indict Keefe D? They took a lot of years to indict Keefe D. And now he's sitting in jail. So they got a lot of work to do, bro. And it ain't gonna happen overnight. So I would think that probably in the next two months or so, you might be looking at something, bro.
And you said that Diddy, he got over 250 cameras?
He had over 200, they found over 250 cameras in his house, man.
So you do believe that Diddy is going to prison?
Oh, he going to jail, bro. And yo, and I don't wish jail on nobody, for real. I don't wish jail on nobody. You understand? But they already got their star witness. And you only, for one charge, for the sex trafficking, you only need one witness. One witness. That's crazy. I don't believe R. Kelly, you see what they did to R. Kelly? He went to jail for sex trafficking. He was dating those girls. Those girls was living at his house. Those girls was going back and forth with him willfully. How the hell did he get sex trafficking? And Diddy don't. Based on Cassie paperwork.
Now you must be thinking, well, if Diddy has so much dirt on people and if he's so evil, why aren't celebrities speaking out against him? Well, I will let Gene Deal answer that.
How you feel about all the people that's wondering why haven't any of Diddy big name friends came out to defend him?
Because either two things that I believe. Either they know some of the stuff is true, either they took part in some of the stuff that happened, or they scared that it may mess up their brand. See, nobody wants to be in contact with anybody that allegedly was sex trafficking. You see what the WWF did to Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon was one of those people that was called for sex trafficking. We don't hear a lot about it because he gave up the company, he did what he was supposed to do, and he became Ghost. But now you see they trying to do the same thing to Puffy. They trying to make him or hip hop the face of sex trafficking like they was gonna do to WWF at one time. His people that know him, a lot of the people that been in those parties and seen probably some unscrupulous shit that went down and was like, ooh, I was there. I hope they don't got me on tape. They feeling a certain way. So they not gonna speak on nothing until they've been approached with something. You gotta realize when Homeland Security get their evidence together, they gonna send agents out. You understand? They might send an agent out to me. Yo, what do you know? What have you heard? What have you seen? What's been going on? You know what I'm saying? You know, did this happen when you was around him? Did this happen back in the day? That's what they're gonna wanna know. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna send investigators out. They're gonna send people out for anybody that they can get some information from to help their.
What Rihanna went through with Chris Brown seems horrifyingly similar to what Gina Hewen, one of Diddy's exes, went through with him.
The night before I met him, so we were out all night, and me and her, we were with a couple of guys, and they were like, let's go to Puffy's house. So I was just like, we were just like, okay, whatever. It was like 9 in the morning.
Wow,
we were
Puffy's house at 9 in the morning?
I mean, no one was there, but he was up too, though.
Okay.
And so we went to his house at like 9 in the morning, and when I first walked in, I'm very like a chill person.
I can tell.
And so like I could walk into a White House and still be chill, but like inside I'm like screaming, oh my God. But when I came to his house, obviously I was kind of like, you know, I don't know, I guess like starstruck in a way, because I'm from Nebraska, so I'm not around none of this. So but I'm chill though. And he came, so when I came, he was like, you not happy to see me? Oh, you at Diddy's house, that mean you made it.
The cockiness.
Yeah.
Okay, Diddy.
I was like but yeah, that's
And how old were you at the time?
I was 21 or 20.
Pregnant. Not once, but twice, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When was the first time you became pregnant with Diddy's child?
The first time was October 2014.
Okay. So this was like, what, a year after?
No, not a year, but because I met him in February and then I got pregnant in October.
Oh, so the same year.
The same year.
Okay. And you mind telling me what happened with that pregnancy?
I told him, and he was like, you're gonna get an abortion, right? And then I was like, I don't know. I don't know yet. and then he offered me $50,000 to get rid of it, but I turned it down because I just loved him, and I was like trying to prove that I wasn't the girl that
Was
wanted
with
him for money.
Okay.
I just care about him, and I just wanted him to be nice to me. That's it. I was like, I don't want your money. I just want you to be nice to me.
Whether you decide to keep the baby or not.
Mm-hmm.
So would it be fair to say that he was an asshole about it? I mean, offering somebody $50,000 to abort a baby, whew, he must really want it gone bad.
And he would like call me names like he would call me a hoe every single day.
A hoe?
Yeah.
Why would he call you? Not that he had a reason, but like in his mind, what do you think prompted him to call you a hoe?
Now that I think about it, I think.
Oh, okay. Hold on. We're getting to use some tissue. I don't want you messing up your makeup, okay? You look gorgeous, okay?
Thinking back now, I think he did it because he wanted me to feel low about myself, like, so that I stick around him, because like no one would I don't know, I just feel like he'd try to I was naive and young when I met him, so I feel like he tried to take advantage of that and manipulate me.
Mm-hmm.
It made me feel low about myself.
Mm. Now let's talk about the physical abuse. If you're okay, are you okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So obviously you terminated baby one because you loved him.
Mm-hmm.
How long after you guys started dating is when did the physical abuse start?
The first time it ever happened, which was not even like that long into the relationship, because I met him in February, and then it was probably like the beginning of May, because we were at Meek's Mill's birthday.
And that's not even the worst part.
No, I just feel like he'd try to I was naive and young when I met him, so I feel like he tried to take advantage of that and manipulate me.
Mm-hmm.
It made me feel low about myself.
Mm. Now let's talk about the physical abuse. If you're okay, are you okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So obviously you terminated baby one because you loved him.
Mm-hmm.
How long after you guys started dating is when did the physical abuse start?
The first time it ever happened, which was not even like that long into the relationship, because I met him in February, and then it was probably like the beginning of May, because we were at Meek's Mill's birthday.
Okay.
He had like a mansion party, and we went, but while we were there, I was sitting here, and then Puff, and then Meek, but I was like covered with like a stand or something, like probably says like happy birthday Meek or something like that, but it's like a little stand that like was covering me, because there was like a lot of cameras and stuff there. So it was like me, Puff, and Meek. Puff had like leaned forward to like talk to somebody, say hi or whatever, and so I turned over to Meek and I said happy birthday. He put his hand out, and then he was like thank you, so I reached his hand and shook it, and as I shook Meek's hand, he turned around and saw it, and he got stayed like 20 minutes after that happened. And then when we got in the car, he like grabbed my hair. We were in the one of those Escalade trucks.
Okay.
So I was sitting on this side, he was on the other side, and he like grabbed my hair and like cussed me out for doing that. He was like, why the fuck can I cuss?
Yeah.
He was like, why the fuck you like you shaking his hand for like just saying
So
stuff
it was
like that. I
just
was
like
like,
a jealous rage.
yeah, I was like, I was
say?
just saying happy birthday, nothing else. I think he thought I was trying to be sneaky behind his back because I like reached over when he like leaned forward to talk to somebody else. So he thought I was trying to be sneaky.
And you were how old at this time?
I was 22 probably.
Wow. Okay.
And then he did this. So King Los was sitting in the back.
Okay.
And then when we got to the hotel, it got even worse. And he took one of my heels and tried to throw it at me, and then he like mushed my face and like really hard and made my nose bleed.
Wow.
And the only person that every time me and he like we get into like fights like that, the only person that ever helped me was D-Rock. Everyone else just kind of just allowed it to happen and just like looked the other way.
So most of his entourage were, I guess, enablers.
Like his staff.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
And they wouldn't say anything. They would just watch him.
No, not watch it, but kind of just.
She went on to talk about the miscarriage, and fair warning, what happened is disturbing.
Baby 2. When did baby 2 come?
Last year in August.
So talk about that conversation. You're pregnant, you tell him, and this is obviously after 6 years of you guys being together.
And mind you, it wasn't my fault that I got pregnant. I told him, because I have like this period app and it tells me when I'm ovulating and stuff. So I told him that I'm ovulating, so don't do it. But he just did it anyway, and then I got pregnant, and he like, okay, just get an abortion, like no hesitation. But this time was harder for me because I had been with him for so long, and I was like really in love with him, and part of me wanted to keep it, but he didn't want it. So we had agreed to get it, but I only agreed to it because he told me to. And then we went to Turks and Caicos like a couple days later, and during that time he was like giving me drinks, like alcohol, like giving me drinks to drink, and I was just like, I'm not comfortable. It got really crazy that time. We was upstairs, and he had like, we were in his closet, and he like pushed me and I fell to the ground, and then he like stood over me. So I was like laying on my back, and he stood over me, and he started like punching me like this. Like he avoided my face, but he like started punching me like on the side of my head, and I was just like covering my face. And he did that, and then after he got done doing that, he like, cause he was standing, his legs were like in between me, so he like stomped on my stomach like really hard, and I like took the wind out of my breath. I couldn't breathe, and he kept hitting me, and I was like pleading to him, like, can you stop? I can't breathe. And he like stopped for a little bit. He like grabbed my hair from the back and like was like punching the back of my head, cause he was just avoiding my face when he was like hitting me.
Wow.
The next big fight we got into was I can't remember if it was like in November or beginning of December. of last year. At that point, I was like fighting back because I just had enough of his shit, and pushed me to the ground outside, and he took my hair and like was dragging me across like the grass in my hair with my hair, and then after that like a couple hours later, like it was the weekend, so we had people coming over, and he just like acted like nothing happened. So I mean, but that's all the time, like every time.
And when you say acting like nothing happened, like what were his mannerisms?
Like he was just dancing and like laughing and talking to me, like we just didn't just get into a physical fight.
Wow. When was the last time he put hands on you? When was the last time?
It was like in November, December of last year.
Of 2018?
Yeah. That was the last time.
And tell me about that incident.
That was the meditation room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot.
Cassie Ventura, another of Diddy's exes, also filed a lawsuit under the Adult Survivors Act of New York, which allowed victims to pursue legal action against their alleged sexual abusers and institutions for a single year, even after the statute of limitations had passed. November was when the window closed. When she was 19 and Combs was 37, she claims they first met in 2005. She claims in the lawsuit that Combs had complete control over her life, including her career and access to her private medical information. He physically abused her multiple times a year, according to her, and he routinely gave her copious amounts of drugs. Additionally, according to the complaint, Combs coerced Ventura into having sex with male prostitutes in other places, which she claims he saw, masturbated to, and videotaped. The singer claims that she was scared calling the police would merely give Mr. Combs another excuse to hurt her, so she never did. In addition, she claims that in 2018, after a meal, Combs broke into her apartment and sexually assaulted her while she repeatedly said no and tried to push him away. Ventura claims that she then permanently ended the relationship. She cited several witnesses who observed the abuse occur in her claim. Among them is the singer-songwriter Tiffany Red, a friend of Ventura's who penned an open letter to Combs in 2015 detailing an event at Ventura's 29th birthday celebration. Red and Ventura allege that Combs and his security detail made Ventura leave that evening so that she could have sex with other men. Red claimed that Ventura had told her that Combs was physically violent at the time. I feel compelled to show up for Cassie and myself and confirm that everything she described in her complaint about what happened that night is consistent with what I experienced, she wrote. Over a month following the two coastal Homeland Security investigation raids on Sean Diddy Combs' mansions in Miami and Los Angeles, a new documentary delves into the shocking disintegration of one of the most powerful figures in hip-hop. In The Downfall of Diddy, a number of Combs' confidants and former associates discussed their interactions with the music tycoon, while legal experts offered their opinions on what lay next for the wealthy founder of Bad Boy Records. It's unclear if Combs is the focus of the federal agency's investigation into human trafficking, which led to the raids on March 25th. Combs was the subject of a fourth complaint alleging sexual assault in February, the fourth one brought against the rapper since November. Throughout the hour-long expose, which included interviews with Aubrey O'Day, rapper Mark Curry, producer Stevie J, and Suge Knight, Combs' lifestyle as the go-to player in the music business was emphasized. Combs was well known for throwing some of the greatest parties in the world, and for having a long list of well-known acquaintances. A prevalent subject covered in the documentary was the global lack of ally support for the All About the Benjamins singer, which was met with silence. Hollywood is eerily and noticeably quiet about all of the Diddy controversy right now, broadcaster Mark Lamont Hill of BET News stated. I think there's a very simple reason for it. People in glass houses don't want to throw stones. The radio silence around this case, in my opinion, is highly unusual, Tracy Walder, a former CIA officer, said. Even if you look at, say, R. Kelly, someone who is very much maligned and should be given what he's convicted of. He did have supporters early on. Diddy has none. It's crickets. Diddy's close friend Stevie J observed, "A lot of these cats, first of all, they don't have the hearts. Second of all, it's like, I can't be seen standing next to him while that's going on. I don't want people to look at me funny." So you've got those that just won't come near it because they don't want to be affected, and that's just the way it is. Chris Brown certainly is likely to be affected. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.